Hello, welcome back. And if you take a look on the screen here, you can see uh, if I double click on this member, you can see it is IP 300, but I intended to use IP 200. So even this I have to change. I have to change this. I have to change this. So I have to select every member I want to. I need to modify the profile and include them in my selection. So let me begin with this. Once I've selected on that, I'm going to press Control and pick this member. Then include that, include that, include that one also, and I'll include all this, include all that. I'll come here and add another one and add that and add this also and select on that also, and come here and add this, add that and add that, and I'll add that and that one also, and that one will remain, that will remain, that will remain, that will remain. So this has to change. The ones I've selected, I have to change them to IPE 200. So I want to select the last one and deselect, then double click on it to bring the editor dialog box here. So I have two options here. I can type the actual profile, or I can go to the profile catalog and choose it from there. So I prefer always to type, because it takes it's actually time saving here. I can just type IPE 200 and it will respond immediately. So if I type the IPE 200 right there and click apply, and it will respond immediately. Now what I'm going to do right here is, because you can, if we take a closer look, you can see we've shifted way off the top of this beam here. So we have to go back and take it back to the right position. Remember, we were from 300 and we've gone to 200. So we are lacking around 100 millimeter to come up to that level. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to deselect that, double click on that. Then I'll come to alignment. We have out of plane, in plane, and rotation, and I'm going to use the out of plane, and I'm going to feed my 100 millimeter offset here on the offset. So I'm going to click apply, and that will take it right to the previous spot. Now here we are. Now the next thing is just to create the connection here. I'll come to a stiffened end plate right there, and I want to create a connection here. I want to connect that and that, and that connection has been created right there, if you can see that. It's as simple as that. Now I'll do the same there, same thing there, and we've created a connection right there, and that might be an error, and that has to be corrected right away. So I'll come to end plate, a stiffened end plate. I'll select on that and select on that, and that has been created. So I'll do the same thing here, that and that, and the connection has been created right there. So you can see that. And I'll show you another trick we'll apply. And let me just do this, and do that, and just continue doing that, and then apply that to that, and apply that to that, and we have the connection in place. So I'll apply different connection right there. That's why I'm ignoring that. I will connect that to that. I will come all the way here and select on that and create a connection right there, and come here and create a connection right there. So I'll zoom close and check where I intend to apply the same connection like that, and we have a connection right there. Now I want to create a connection between this secondary beam and that secondary beam. So I'll come on the same stiffened end plate, and I want to pick on that and this, and you can see this setting is not applicable here. So what we want to do, we want to reset it and apply a different one, but the same macro. So I'm going to just press letter M on my keyboard and press Enter on the keyboard once again, just to bring the editor dialog box for this stiffened end plate. So since I had all my settings in place, and these are the settings. So I'll come to macro presets here and pick on that drop down arrow, and I'll pick this IPE because I had done this before. So I have saved my settings here, so I don't need to go back and forth and do the same thing repeatedly. It's a total wastage of time. So let me try and apply this beam to beam IPE connection. I'll load that and apply. So if I apply that, you can see I've created a connection here. But due to axial force applied at the center here, I need to add a stiffener here, a stiffened plate here, right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place a stiffened end plate, a stiffener right there. So I'm going to detailing here to get a stiffener. So I'm going to use a stiffener. I'm going to pick on the stiffener here and try to apply it right there. So I'm going to pick the part I want to stiffen. Then I'll pick the location by pressing Control. So I'll just mouse over that spot and select on that, and just mouse over and snap on the upper side and click OK. So once I've done so, I've created a stiffen plate, but we have another one on this end. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to double click on this macro symbol, and I'll be able to disable or use single-sided and apply that. If I apply that, I'll be able to lose this one on this side. So I'll only have one. So let me just double click on it once again, and let me just double click on it once again and confirm that it is a single-sided, and we'll apply and give it an OK. And I'll select on it once again, right click and come to special copy, and I want to mirror it on the other end because I want to retain the distances from here to here should be the same to the other end. So I'll just define a mirror line here at the center of this member here. So let me just snap on that spot and click run, and if you go the other end, we'll have a stiffened plate on this far end. So you can see that. So I want to clone this connection to the parts, to the other parts of the over the frames of like this one here and this one here and that one there, and all the way to that far end. So let me just select everything here. I want to select everything on that joint and come to IntelliClone here. So once I've picked on IntelliClone is a very powerful tool. It saves you a lot of time if you do a huge structure, and the connection you've created is applicable to over 1,000 connections. Just clone you don't need to click one by one, just clone. So I'll come here to clone all. So then once I click on clone all, you can see there are 5 unconnected joints that are similar. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give it an OK by clicking proceed, and the connection will be applied to the same, to connect to members that frames the same way. You can see that has been connected, and if you turn the other end, you can see that one has also been connected, and we've saved. That has just happened in a second, and that has been applied. So that's how interesting it is to use COMOSYS. And imagine the time you would have spent doing some repetitive work, and would have taken you a lot of time. Now let's apply another connection here. So I'll come here and and to minimize that, and come to a beam to beam connection here, and I'm going to apply the same connection, beam to beam connection. We see that, and minimize that. Then we see let's go to recent connection. We have these are the recent connection that we are going to apply, but this will pick on that, then come here, then we pick on the beam and pick on that, and we have connection right there. So we want to apply the same connection here. We want to apply the same connection here. So the moment I select on that and come to clone, and I'll apply the same connection, I'll clone this connection to members that frames the same way like this one, and the similar connection we created on those spots. So I'll go ahead and click clone, and there's an error, any other parts in the model with 0 that, and I'll just go ahead and click OK. If I zoom out, and that will not be able to clone correctly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to also to add a stiffener here. So it is always advisable to do that. Now let me just minimize and come to detailing here and do the same thing. I'm going to pick on the stiffener and pick on the member I want to stiffen, and I'll press Control and just snap on that spot and target the other end perpendicularly, and we have that in place. So if I right click and double click on this macro symbol, and I'll make sure this is a single-sided, and once I've done so, I'm going to right click, select and right click and mirror it on this far end, and pick and define a mirror point here. And the moment I define a mirror point here, I'll be able to just snap at the center here. Let me just pick a point that will be able to snap accurately, and that is the point I intend to snap on. And it doesn't matter the length. Our main objective is just to define a mirror line, or a mirror point, where we'll be able to copy this member on the other end. So I just go ahead and click copy. So if I close that, I'll be able to have my stiffened member in this particular location. So to rotate, just left click on interested a point you intend to rotate about. Like in this particular case, I intended to rotate this section at about this spot. So once you've selected, then just hold your right button on the mouse and turn it and move your mouse like that. You'll be able to rotate. Perfect. So let's try and select everything here and come to a clone. So there are not any other joint in the model with drawing group 0. So remember, COMOSYS works with joints. Joints are these. So the moment it doesn't see this joint, it will not be able to detect automatically whether there's a joint here. So this is just a customized connection. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply the same thing this far end here to create a connection. So let me come here and apply the same thing here, and apply the same thing there, and come here and apply the same thing here, and apply the same thing there on the other end, and the same thing here, and the same thing at the end. So we've created connection. We've created connection among all the secondary beams. So I can always come here and select that, press Control and select that, then right click and come to spatial copy here and pick on mirror, pick on linear. Then I want to copy this. I want to copy the stiffeners to the locations that I intend to place them. So I'll define that as 10. So if I zoom out, I'll be able to add some more at a distance of 10. Let me add the count to 3 or 4, and let me just leave it at 3 and click copy. So the moment I click on copy, I'll be able to have the stiffeners already copied up to this far end here. You can see that. How easy is that? So if I turn this one like that, I'll be able also to mirror this on this far end. Select on that, press Control and select on that. So I want to mirror this on the other end. It's easy as this. You right click and come to spatial copy and come to mirror and define a mirror line between this point. So I can use the edges of this, the center of this beam, and define a center line like that, and just snap on that spot and click run. So the moment I click run and close that, I'll be able to turn on the other end. And if I click my rotation point and hold my right button, I'll be able to select this and select the other plate. And if I turn like this and come to spatial copy and pick on linear, and I want to copy this to the rest of the point where I intend to copy them, I'll just define the distance at which I intend to copy them. I'll copy that at a distance of 10 meters. And I'll add how many do I want. I need 3 of them, and click OK. So once I've clicked OK and come to this far end, I'll be able to see I have my stiffeners also added on this far end. How perfect is that? And easy to use. So let's begin then on the next presentation as we continue improving our structure, our petrol station canopy. And remember, this is the office of the fuel station attendant, and the attendant and the manager will be housed here. So let's meet then. Bye bye, and don't forget to subscribe on this channel, and also don't forget to have a try on a COMOSYS to enjoy the friendly user interface of COMOSYS. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe.